So this is a no makeup kitchen video. This is what it looks like when you've been up since 2:30 a.m. with your brain whirring with all the things that you need to do to get ready for an operation in a week's time. So I found out 4 days ago, and 4 days you've had all the emotions. So day one was tears. I don't know why really, because I don't think for a second I'm gonna die. Not worried about that. But just like probably adrenaline, just some energy that needed to come out. So day one was a lot of tears. And then day two and day three, I got really, really practical because I'm fortunate enough to be able to be fast-tracked for an operation in like 10 days time, which I know is a luxury that not a lot of women have. But yeah, I've got some money in savings that I'm going to use to go private to get it done quickly. Basically the last 2 days has been a whirlwind of all the things that need to be done to get ready for like a serious operation, followed by radio and chemo possibly in 10 days time. So after the tears, day two and day three there was quite a lot of mania, like really intense mania, which feels a bit uncomfortable, but at the same time it's also been incredibly productive. Like I've got a lot done, but I keep waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. even though I'm really tired. That's okay, it's just part of the process. And then I think today's day 4. I woke up at 2:30 this morning, and I think today's the first day I felt fear. Like, I don't think I'm going to die. I don't think for a second I'm actually going to die. But today's the day when I start doing all my pre-op tests, like more mammograms, even though I've already had loads, and more ultrasound and more bloods, and a CT scan to check for cancer in the bones. So today's the first day I felt fear, and again, it's not because I think I'm going to die. I just hate doctors, hate hospitals. I do my absolute best to stay away from anything to do with doctors or the medical establishment, because as soon as you enter a hospital, you kind of lose your autonomy. You're kind of doing what other people want you to do, the way other people want you to do it. And it makes you feel a bit like a small child, and I hate that feeling. Yeah, so I think it's fear of that kind of being out of control and losing your autonomy. Because now I'm in the system, and it all really starts from here today. So there's some tears this morning, and also the thing that's coming through the most, well, actually there's 2 things that are coming through the most strongly. The first one is I'm really worried I'm going to lose my powerlifting superpowers, and powerlifting is, other than my dogs, the most important thing in my life. Like, I love it. It's just everything. I got told the other day I have to take this thing, I can't remember the name because I went a bit blank in the surgery, that's going to lower my estrogen for 5 to 10 years. And estrogen is like the women's hormone that makes you strong for powerlifting. So I had quite a few tears this morning about losing my powerlifting. So that's what I feel the most sad about. But also, there's something really interesting coming through, which is like this, and I talk about this when I had chronic fatigue for 10 years as well, and the thing that really interests me about life these days is that these kind of moments where these big things happen, they're moments where every single part of you really comes alive, and you feel things really, really deeply and intensely. And there's something really exquisite about that feeling, even though there's fear and sadness and all of those things. And so I'm definitely getting that feeling already of just being really, really alive and really switched on, and all my feelings feel really intense in a beautiful way. And there's also a real softness that usually comes along at times like this as well, like your heart really opens. It's kind of beautiful. It's a really beautiful experience. So I'm definitely feeling that. I feel soft, I feel very loving, actually, towards myself, but also to other people. Yeah, it's intense. There's a better word, but I've been up since 3 a.m. and the words aren't really coming to me at the moment, but it's just this sense of being really present, feeling all of your feelings, which is something that we don't do a lot. So yeah, we've had the tears, we've had the mania and the productivity, we've had the softness, getting a bit of fear coming through, but there's no kind of self-pity and no anger, which is interesting, because quite often when these things happen, you kind of feel a bit like, why me? Or you feel angry at the world, but I'm not getting any of that. So far, I just feel kind of resigned to it. I think like life just throws things at you and you just kind of have to roll with it sometimes. Anyway, I must go because I need to walk the dogs and get ready to go for 5 hours of tests. I'll probably do another video later.